Headed to the bottom of the bottle, I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got in bed, I probably went and did away. I ain't f***ing okay, I ain't liking it, babe. I don't even wanna talk, I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways, I've been stuck in for days. I've been staring at the
Hey, what's up, guys? I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the United Healthcare assassination. Now you have Luigi, who is fighting extradition hard, and you also have his attorney stating that he doesn't see any evidence as we speak. Well, how is he going to see the evidence if his client is fighting extradition back to New York, and New York has the evidence? And I'm wondering, because he got caught with the murder weapon on him in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and he's being charged with something there in Pennsylvania, because he's got charges pending in Pennsylvania. You know, if that's not evidence, I don't know what is. Now, could it also mean they're going for the temporary insanity plea, where he doesn't remember exactly why he did it? He's not fit to stand trial. That could be something they're going to be exploring once they get back to New York. And what else? With him having the murder weapon on him when he was arrested, it was almost at the same time like he wanted to get caught. That's the way it feels to me. It's like he wanted to get caught. Because why else would you still have the murder weapon on you when you're arrested? Now, I do want to get into a quick clip. It just makes me wonder exactly what's going through this guy's mind.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Kulikowski.
I'm Christy Cassiano. Investigators are digging deeper into the past of 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. They continue building a case against him before he's extradited to New York from Pennsylvania. Governor Kathy Hochul tells us she expects he will be sent back to New York City soon.
We anticipate that before very long, he'll be brought back to New York, where he needs to be, facing the consequences of that horrific, audacious attack on the streets of New York City, which just really sent shockwaves through our whole community.
Prosecutors in New York are already presenting evidence to a grand jury. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Investigators say they're building a comprehensive case against the suspected killer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. And now sources tell ABC News prosecutors at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office have begun presenting evidence to a grand jury as they work to secure an indictment against Luigi Mangione.
You confident you have the right guy in the shooting of Brian Thompson?
Well, I'll start by saying obviously this is a profoundly disturbing, as we've alleged, murder. And yeah, we would not charge the person if we didn't think it was the person, and we're prepared to go forward.
Going forward for New York City authorities means getting Mangione back to New York. He's currently being held without bail in Pennsylvania.
We will get the defendant here and bring him to justice through our court proceeding.
Mangione fighting extradition. His lawyer says he'll plead not guilty to all charges against him. Detectives looking at Luigi Mangione's past, evidence they say he had on him during his arrest, and clues from the Manhattan crime scene. According to investigators, Mangione's fingerprints match a water bottle and snack wrapper near the shooting. And the gun found in his possession matches shell casings at the scene. Investigators taking a close look at that 3D printed gun or ghost gun allegedly in his possession.
It's something we're seeing more and more in use.
Sources say Mangione's notebook reveals an alleged plot to whack Thompson at his parasitic bean counter convention. And police believe Mangione may have been motivated by his disdain for the healthcare industry, possibly stemming from a spinal condition and severe back pain.
The NYPD is concerned that he's seen by some as a martyr. A new law enforcement bulletin obtained by ABC News warns many social media users have outright advocated for the continued killings of CEOs, with some aiming to spread fear by posting hit lists. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
I'm sorry. People on social media continue to spread this hatred towards CEOs and trying to spread widespread fear by posting hit lists. I'm sorry, people on social media, that's actually doing that type of stuff are sick and twisted individuals that don't need a social media. I'm just going to say it. Anybody on social media posting that CEOs need to die don't need a social media. They need to have their social media privileges revoked. I'm going to say it right. I'm going to say it right now. Revoke their privileges. But it comes off to me with how this guy acts. He's going to go for some type of insanity plea. By how he was shouting at those people across the street when he was getting pulled out the vehicle. He's going to go for some type of insanity plea, or he is incompetent to stand trial, possibly. That's going to be another thing that they're going to try to go for. But they impaneled the grand jury because they said they have evidence that they're showing the grand jury. But why is his defense attorney stating he has not seen any evidence yet on Luigi Mangione? Why is he stating, I haven't seen any evidence that my client did anything? That's the one thing I don't understand. If you're not calling the gun evidence that your client was arrested with the gun that traced the bullet casings back to that gun that your client had, is that not evidence? Can someone down in the comment section let me know? Is not having that gun evidence? It looks like evidence to me. He had the gun on him when he was arrested. That's the smoking evidence right there, and the bullet casings from that gun he had on him matched the ones found at the crime scene. He had. His fingerprints was found on a water bottle at the crime scene, on a granola package at the crime scene. What's going on here, guys? I know it's innocent until proven guilty, But are they trying to come off with some type of insanity plea for this guy? Or did he want to get caught? And it makes me wonder if he wanted to get caught. Because why else would you still have the murder weapon on you if you didn't want to get caught? Or is him and his lawyer cooking something up to where he doesn't have to stand trial because he's incompetent to stand trial? It makes you wonder with this guy. I mean, there's a lot of oddities going on in this case. And there is. And there's a lot more oddities going on in this case than in the Idaho case. It just makes you wonder. But like always, guys, like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. Hit that bell notification for any new uploads. And this is Robert with True Crime Podcast, and I'm out. Peace.
Look as the radio plays, I'm enslaved. Yeah, rolling another, I'm stuck in my seat from the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole damn week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in my family, from a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down, make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my camera when I do not to make moves. Based on my mood drops, like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. Mind's ain't really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage, it's taking over.
Hey, what's up, guys? With this whole Luigi Mangione case going on, I mean, it really makes you wonder if they aren't going for some type of insanity plea. I'm going to play a clip here in a few minutes, and that kind of breaks it down a little bit as far as the insanity plea goes. And it makes me wonder exactly why the defense attorney is saying he don't see no evidence that incriminates his client. Well, what about the gun that your client was caught with when he was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania? Yeah, and the bullet casings matched from the crime scene to that gun he was arrested with. Is that not evidence?
Luigi Mangione will be back in court on December 30th in Pennsylvania, facing several state charges following his arrest on Monday. The Schedule 1 hearing about his state charges and one about bail, which Mangione was denied. The Maryland native accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO also faces charges in New York, and he is fighting extradition back there. NYPD says 3 shell casings found at the scene in Manhattan match the ghost gun in Mangione's backpack when he was arrested earlier this week. They also say that crime lab results match his fingerprints to a water bottle and granola bar wrapper found near the scene.
See that right there? The 3 bullet casings matched to the gun that was found in the backpack that he was carrying on him in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So, I have a question for his defense attorney. How is that not evidence? You're saying you don't see no evidence that your client did anything, but he still has the murder weapon on him.
Tonight, we are learning Mangione was never a client of United Healthcare, despite a manifesto specifically calling out the company and complaining about the health insurance industry across the U.S. One legal analyst says prosecutors will try to pin that as a motive.
In the manifesto, there were specific references to United Healthcare. We know that Brian Thompson was the CEO of the United Healthcare. So that's one. Number two, just the ranting and ravings of the anger towards the insurance industry.
Mangione's lawyer says he hasn't seen any evidence to convict his client, and Mangione plans to plead not guilty to the murder charges that he faces in New York City.
Aaron, I still haven't seen that evidence. Lawyers need to see evidence. Those saying you
What evidence haven't you seen? He had the damn murder weapon in his backpack. He had the murder weapon in his backpack when they arrested him. But that's not evidence? What's going on in this case? Are they going for temporary insanity? Maybe a temporary insanity plea? Or get him to where he's not competent to stand trial? I mean, possibly. Because he's been doing these weird, weird ramblings and sayings and everything else. That could be the grounds for a insanity plea. Or maybe he wanted to get caught. But to say that there was no evidence, that's what I have a problem with. I don't have a problem if they're going for the insanity plea, or he wanted to get caught. I don't have a problem with that. But when a lawyer says, "Oh, I see no evidence that my client," really?
have something and getting that admitted into court are two different things.
Fox 45's Keith Daniels joins us live with how one legal expert says Mangione's team could approach the case. Keith.
Well, Kai, as you know, in a criminal case, prosecutors are supposed to come to the table with evidence. And then, of course, the defense with their side to dispute it. And tonight, we're taking a deeper dive into what one experienced defense attorney says could be at play. Baltimore defense attorney Brandon Meade in court Thursday, his client's case done for the evening. But Meade stepping down the courthouse steps from that case with analysis on another.
It's wild. It's wild, and it's something that you don't see.
Like many others, he's keeping a close watch on a case that's reverberating across the country. The shooting death of that health insurance executive in New York City last week. The suspected killer from Towson, Luigi Mangione.
It's a bizarre case, and it's taken a bizarre turn in that the general public are almost on his side.
According to investigators, with the latest in the case, marked shell casings from the assassination scene match the gun found on the suspect. His fingerprints match some key items investigators found nearby. And Mangione's arrest this week found with a fake ID, according to police, and a handwritten, quote, claim of responsibility, referencing the crime scene. Now Meade,
when it comes to New York City, they're going to have top-notch attorneys
weighing in on what he believes is already at play, possibly. The defense strategy, in the Mangione case.
And that strategy is to go as not criminally responsible, and that he's not competent to stand trial, something to that effect. Because especially when you see him being led into the courthouse and he's spouting off nonsense, like, you know, you guys don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. And it just, none of it made sense.
Isn't that the go-to play for defense attorneys when they know that prosecutors got them?
Yes, you know, and that's, but it's not necessarily the wrong play here. When you have him getting stopped in Altoona, Pennsylvania in a McDonald's eating hash browns, and he's still got the murder weapon, he's still got the manifesto, and he's got all these different things that link him to this crime, they're going to say, look, he didn't know what he was doing wrong. If he did, the first thing he would have done is got rid of the gun.
How does the case look to you? Does he look guilty? Does he look innocent?
It's hard to say at this point because we don't know what everything the state has.
A murder case still unfolding.
We don't know everything that the state has. Just like he said, we don't know everything that the state has. Could the state have maybe a slam dunk case? Because if you look at it, they've already impaneled a grand jury. They've got three bullet casings from the gun Mr. Mangione had on him. Are they going for, like that defense attorney just said, they could be going for a not competent to stand trial. The way I see it, if they go for the not competent to stand trial, basically an insanity plea, then that would explain, why he still had the gun on him. Because they could go with the, well, he didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't in his right mind. That's why he still had the gun on him. That's why he didn't get rid of it. But just by looking at the guy, he comes off as 100% narcissist. That's the way he comes off. He comes off as a narcissist. He comes off, maybe the reason why he still had the gun on him is because he thought he wasn't going to get caught. That could be another scenario. He probably thought he wasn't going to get caught. Even though Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, came out and said early on, they knew his name and who he was the day of the murder. Because they had been talking to people the day of the murder, the day he shot Brian Thompson. They were talking to his mom. They were talking to other people. And even Eric Adams implored people not to be giving tips to Luigi Mangione because they didn't want him to be one step ahead of them. They wanted to be one step ahead of him. So they knew who he was the day he shot that dude in the back 3 times. Clearly someone had came forward and ratted on him maybe, snitched on him maybe. But they weren't wanting anybody to let Luigi know that they already had his name and they were closing in on him. See, that's why I'm wondering if the reason why he still had the murder weapon on him is because he thought he was going to get away with it. Possibly he thought he was going to get away with it. Either that or he wanted to get caught.
With so many seemingly so interested.
I think it's resonating for a lot of people because of how it was done, where it was done.
Well, Mangione's lawyer has denied his client's involvement in the killing. He says his client will plead not guilty to the murder charges and other charges in New York. We're live tonight. Keith Daniels, Fox 45 News.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. He's going to have to get to New York instead of, because apparently he's fighting extradition hard.
It's been 2 years since that disaster struck. The city's population is now sparse. In an effort to escape,
He's been fighting extradition hard from Altoona, Pennsylvania to New York. Now, I have a question for my viewers. If he really wasn't the person that did it, as he claims and as his attorney claims, why fight so hard on the extradition? If you had nothing to do with it, you would waive the extradition to go back to New York to clear your name. But he's fighting it hard. He keeps fighting his extradition. Does that sound or appear to be like an innocent person? To fight extradition? In my book, no. It doesn't. If you're as innocent as you say you are, waive your extradition. Go back to New York. I mean, for God's sakes, guys, Bryan Kohberger waived his extradition. He didn't fight it. He waived it because he wanted to exonerate himself. So why is this guy, who states that he didn't do it, and his attorney states that he didn't do it, why fight? Why not just waive? Because deep down, I think he knows New York has him nailed. And that's why he's fighting it. New York has him nailed. The prosecutors in the case have him nailed. And that's why he's fighting it. But like always, guys, like, subscribe, comment on my channel. Hit that bell notification for any new uploads. And you guys have a good Sunday evening. This is Robert with True Crime Podcast, and I'm out. Peace.
For you.